Is that DJ Delicious? Is DJ Delicious?
It's DJ Delicious.
What's up, man? Suburban, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. How have
Good.
you been?
Good, man. Good to see you again. Thanks for joining us for our DC 101 at home session today, man. We had I was looking through some pictures last night of the last time we got to hang out from our show at the 930 Club, Elliot's concert. Yeah. Remember that?
Which state was this in?
It was in Washington, D.C. It was kind of last minute. We got you on the bill like 2 days before it happened. It was right after New Year's. It was.
I remember. I was super nervous for that one because there was a block of time before I got to perform for like a little bit, and I remember that show.
Yeah,
good times.
It was good, man. We were talking to you backstage, and you said you had the butterflies going, but then you went out there and crushed it, man. You put on a great set. There's nothing to be worried about.
Yeah, I remember. That was, the I don't know what was over me that day. I almost like threw up over. Yeah, it happens all the time though. I do that with literally everything.
Do you still get like nervous about? I mean, you said back then in January.
Even live streams and stuff.
What's that?
Even with live streams and interviews, yeah, I get butterflies all the time. I'm pretty good at like handling them, but like I gotta say the build up to the actual event is always the worst part. Once you're actually in the event, it's fine. I don't know why it's like that.
You're not nervous right now.
No, but I was a little bit up to this point.
Oh, stop. Come on, stop.
Tiny little butterflies just drilling me.
Okay,
for
listen.
everything I do.
Once you do like 10,000 of these down the road, you're going to be like, I'm tired of doing them. I just want to get it. You'll be fine. You're fine.
I'm nervous when I call like Pizza Hut to order something. it's awful.
Is it like a social anxiety kind of thing? Is it a little bit of that? You think?
Yeah, definitely. Oh, definitely. I mean, like I'm putting myself in front of a bunch of people. Like if that is like 10 times the amount of nervousness I get from like doing a call, like that's abnormal that I get that nervous for a call. Sure.
No, I understand. There's some times where it's like, I got to call a plumber? I don't know what to say. I'm freaking out here, you know?
I think I've been desensitized to it just from texting and all that. It's just like, this is the only time I've ever talked about it in an interview. I've
really?
Never talked about it. Oh, yeah, no, I do get nervous. Yeah.
Well, listen, dude, we're just going to chill, have a good time, hang out. What you been up to lately, man? I know, unfortunately, January was probably one of the last times you got to perform, wasn't it?
Well, I actually did a live stream recently where I did a concert in front of a bunch of mannequins. Just to play on the situation I had. And we treated it as a real concert. We had like real lighting, everything. My band was there. We had a sound stage, and we streamed to like, what was it, like 20,000 people? A lot of people showed up to this. It was fun. It was like an actual concert, but at home. And I got to like read the Twitch chat and stuff. And I think the last time I performed was maybe February.
Mm-hmm.
No. Yeah, February. And ever since then, like I haven't done anything, of course, besides the live stream. And I want to keep doing those live streams. Those are fun.
Well, now I got like 10 questions to ask you because of what you said about the live stream and everything. Are they the mannequins you had in the Cradles video?
Well, we tried to get the same type of mannequin for that. I bought them. We can't rent them right now because of Corona. They're in my living room. You want
yes,
to see
I
them?
do want to see. Just, don't even ask. Just yes, take us in there. Please let us see for sure. Because I'd seen you like doing something like you were running down the hallway with the mannequins, and I'm like, what the hell is this nutcase doing with these things?
How do I flip it? How do I?
You just turn it. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Okay, I'm kind of weirded out. I'm not gonna lie.
It's very messy right now. I had a bunch of packages come in recently. along with the mannequins. How do I turn this around? I feel like a boomer. All right, back to headquarters.
Okay, so where do you get the mannequins from? That's question one.
They were all like from sources in Koreatown. It was hilarious. They all like have their manufacturers in this like industrial district of Koreatown. And we were just getting Uber XLs to just bring these huge boxes back and forth of just body parts. And everybody was just like, what? They just didn't ask most of the time.
Hey, you know what? If you're keeping them working right now and they don't have an actual human in the car, they're probably like, hell yeah, I'll do it. That's great.
Absolutely. It was so annoying to set them up, though, but it was worth it for the aesthetic.
But you had a good time, so whatever. Okay, so then the other question is, are the mannequins freaking you out? Are you cool with them? Because we have a restaurant not too far here from D.C. It's called the Inn at Little Washington, and they've been all over the news because when things reopen, they're going to have mannequins in the seats where they can't have the whole restaurant, so they're going to have mannequins with people actually eating. And it's like, I couldn't do that. I couldn't eat with a restaurant full of mannequins. I'd just be creeped the hell out about that.
Oh, I would love that. I as soon as I brought them in, I was like, ooh, these are like nice little sculptures. My roommate, he hates them. He like had to get used to them. Walking in, he would just like be looking down. He would be like, he wouldn't want to make any sort of eye contact.
Has it been anything in the middle of the night where you're like, oh my God, you thought someone was robbing the house or anything? It's just a mannequin.
No,
I'm okay.
I just got used to them immediately. The aesthetic.
It's hilarious though. I love it. That's fair. And I would expect nothing less from you, sir. I love that. Do you now playing with them at your live stream? Is this making you think I need to incorporate them into my real shows when things do get back?
I have no clue, honestly. It was just kind of a thing it was an impulsive thing, but it definitely is fun to have these props on hand for the future. It definitely goes along with the Cradles aesthetic. But there's going to be a lot of aesthetic things that come from future music videos. So who knows what props will be incorporated in live shows and stuff.
Well, okay. You mentioned it. I was going to say, with Cradles and with Freaks as well, there's a lot of theatrics going on. I love the circus theme in Freaks with everybody you had in the cages and the under the big top and everything, the muscle man and the snake lady and all. I mean, it was really cool. Are you like, did you come from a theatrical background, or is this just all stuff in your brain that you're like, I would love to see this come to life?
It's basically all stuff in my brain that I just wanted to see come to life.
Fair enough.
the most theatrical background I had was I took acting classes in like 4th grade, 3rd grade, one of those, and never touched any of that ever again. I just kind of have. I come from a visual background though. I used to draw a lot. Before I got into music, and I have a lot of wacky dreams all the time. A lot of the visuals and aesthetics that I come up with definitely all like develop overnight, or even when I'm in the shower, I will just grab my phone. I'm like, oh yeah, that would look cool in a video. I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but most of the time when it comes to the music videos though, I rather than just saving ideas on the side, for Freak and Cradles, I sat down for a good amount of time, maybe like 6 hours, and just listened to the song over and over again and imagined things either relating to the lyrics or to the even just the rhythmic parts in the song. And I do this with I have other ideas that are going on for other songs that I will not talk about right now, but they are.
There goes one question. All right. But that's cool though. But there are other songs on Thrill Seeker that you're thinking about. Okay, I'd like to do this with this one and this with that. So you've got a whole like slew of things that are ready to go when the time does come.
It's all because of delays caused by Corona, unfortunately. Yeah, with filming regulations and all that, I've just been looking forward to making the next music video, which I think everybody is going to be caught off guard by.
Oh, excellent. All right. So that's a nice sneak preview tease from Mr. Suburban about that. Like, have you thought about doing anything maybe at home on the phone? Because I know a lot of bands have been doing that too. Or do you want it to be a full production like the other ones have been so far?
Oh, full production.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like, go big or nothing.
Absolutely. Yeah. I do not like compromising. That, especially with the videos.
Well, why would you? You know what? It's your product, man. You're just breaking out right now, and people are getting to know your stuff. And if this isn't the way you want to perfectly represent yourself, then why even do it at all? And I like that.
Yeah,
I think that's cool.
That's the one thing I love about the major label and like actual music industry is I now have the resources to execute what was in my like childlike brain, like when I was younger. And it's a blessing. I'm like super, super grateful for everything that has happened in the past year. That has made me able to make music videos like Freak and Cradles. Otherwise, it would all be in just people's imaginations they're streaming it online.
Yeah. It would be in your brain and my brain just listening to it, but now it can be, oh, this is what he really means by it. That's awesome. Yeah. And it's also cool. I see a lot of bands now. It seems like the video doesn't mean as much as it used to back in the day, where a lot of bands are like, here's the live footage. We did this song in London or whatever it might be. Here you go. But, taking it to that level, I mean, that really stands out, and that's awesome.
I believe that music videos are a whole other plane of expression. It's a lot of people treat it as just another performance video or behind the scenes footage cut into or if you're a rapper standing on top of a Lamborghini and pointing a gun at the camera, like it's sure there's factors to all that glamour that people like looking at, but it's like you're wasting the opportunity to be able to do what you do in music and take what you do with the lyrics and the sonics and apply it to a whole other sense of like a literal sense. Mm-hmm. I love it. It's so fun. Definitely.
You could take that, like you were saying, being on stage or being near a Lamborghini or whatever. You could do that in 30 seconds on an Instagram video. Whereas what you're doing is like, this is what's in my mind. I want you to see what's going on with me right now.
Yeah. And at some point in my life, I definitely want to like actually try my hand at something in the actual cinematics and movies and film. But for now, while I'm in music, I definitely want to use my expertise on the music because I really do enjoy it.
Well, how'd you get into even making music, man? Because it hasn't been, it hasn't been that long. You're only what, 19, 20 now?
I'm 20, and all the songs that you've heard so far from when I was 16 to 18, none of the songs that have been released from the past 2 years have been released. Or none of the songs I've made in the last 2 years have been released.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, I get. So how did it start? Did you just have a laptop at home and you're like, I want to try this, I want to do this. Let me see what can happen here.
I actually built a custom PC for gaming and YouTube stuff because I thought I was going to become a YouTuber and be a gaming commentator and all that. And then I started noticing in the outros of these gaming videos on YouTube, this was back in 2012, 2013, that people were using dubstep for the outro videos. And I'd never heard a genre like that. I'd never heard sonics like that. And at first I thought it was just noise. I thought it was just gross. But then eventually it started catching me. I started hearing melodics applied to it in whether it was choppy formats like Skrillex or anything. But I started paying more attention to the electronic music scene. And I started to realize that all these people were making all this stuff on their laptops, on their computers by themselves. And some of them were not much older than how old I was. There's 13-year-old kids out there, 14-year-old kids that back when I was 14, 15, I was in Skype group chats with, and they were all just producers, all just music producers who made crazy production, just drum and bass, super textured neuro bass. And I was infatuated with the ability to create whole soundscapes through just textures. and then the melodies came. And I was an electronic music producer. I was really cruddy at it, but I wanted to explore like this. I just wanted like more expression in the music, and I didn't feel like there was enough of that in what I was doing. I felt like the only way to go with that was to utilize vocal performance and lyrics, clunkier, poetic, like plane of expression compared to pure music at the time is what I thought. But it really definitely tied together the idea of what I created Suburban for, and it opened up new horizons. I decided like I really wanted to go this more like edgier route when I was 16. I was like I was even utilizing Jazz Cirque. That song was from when I was 16. I actually released that on SoundCloud. It was a really poorly mixed version, but it was weird and jazzy. It was before I started doing the alternative rock style like stuff, and I decided to bring it back. But I knew there was something there with like that Tim Burton cantina, tinker, bop, whatever you want to call it. I've been using that word recently. I felt like there was not enough people in the market, not really like anyone that I had seen that was doing it the way I wanted to do it. So I did it, and then I released Cradles, and yeah, that's how it happened. I was holding on to all this music until I was 19. Yeah.
I wonder, since you said, video games were a big part of the background, and I wonder if that hearing the music, like if you really listen to the music in games, and not when it's the soundtrack on Madden or something, but if you listen to the scapes and everything in the background of music in video games, there is so much going on there that you don't even realize it's such a part of it. And that's why like a lot of people I know, they say, well, why don't you just turn it down? And I'm like, no. The music is such a part of the game, and everything goes together with it. And I wonder if that may have been a huge influence on you.
Absolutely. In story-based games, I always thought of them as just moving movies, like a fourth dimension of movies. You had, of course, the actual gameplay and then the choices and everything. And then you'd have the movie part of it, which was the visuals and the music, which was kept cinematically from actual movies. And I love that about a lot of single player video games and even co-op. And it's just, I felt like at the time, a lot of video game developers were exploring cooler sound design than a lot of movies were with your classic orchestral hits. When they started adding like synthesis and stuff, that was when it really started like turning the tides for scored music. And I think that definitely grew up with me. But I forgot to mention, I was classically trained until I was like 15. I played music on the piano all the time. It was always sheet music, but I barely knew how to read the sheet music. I usually just went by ear and asked my piano teacher to just keep replaying something until I got the hang of it. It was mostly classical, some little bit of jazz, some ragtime. Forgot it all. I can play the piano, just not nearly as well as I could back then, because when I decided I was sick of playing other people's songs and I wanted to start making my own, I started writing like little riffs on the piano. And that's how I really got into the idea of how do you make these written ideas be like an actual song? How are people making these drum loops, and how are they making these synths and everything? I just wanted to understand how things were recorded, how things were produced. And that's when the electronic music side of me came out. And then after that, the alternative side, and then the pop side. And then now we're here.
It's funny too, because like, I think about what you're saying. That's how I kind of got interested in everything with radio. It's like, all right, I can just record my voice and then do all these things and make commercials and do all this stuff. And, there's a world of free programs out there that just take 5 seconds to download. Next thing you know, you're making the next big hit song that 1 million people have streamed overnight on YouTube. And you're like, what the hell just happened here?
Yeah. The tools are there for everybody. You just have to have the idea.
Yeah.
and definitely the whole classical training thing definitely rubbed off on some of the songs. You can hear it in the arpeggio in Cradles or Freak and a lot of the music, but I definitely like have two sides to it. There's the alternative, like more poppy side, and then there's the stuff that's more like Cradles. And I think Freak accomplished that as a sister video and song. But I do have a lot of music that I haven't shown the public whatsoever that takes a completely different turn. And
Interesting. Okay. When I know it was what March, was it 13th? I think it was 13th that Thrill Seeker came out. It was
March
only a
13th.
couple weeks. It was
Friday the 13th.
Right when everything was going down. It was like up and the world stops. So
yeah, no, that was supposed to be kind of the second step in the career. That was supposed to be I'm going on tour now. Oh, more music videos, more everything was supposed to. We had a whole plan, whole agenda, and it would have worked if it weren't for this meddling,
virus.
But we gotta work with it. Everybody's
okay.
in the same boat.
But I'm sure you already have been thinking about, all right, I'm just going to regroup and move forward from there, and just kind of, I guess.
And the fans are so like loyal that they stick around for the dumbest Instagram posts and the dumbest tweets because they're still interested in the music. They're waiting, and I want to keep them on their toes. I want them to know that it's not just going to end like that. Yeah. It's just like I said, it was the first step, and the second step will come when it's ready.
I noticed that too. I was, looking at your social stuff, and it's like it seems very, I'm going to put this out and this only. And I know that's the performance, the suburban side of you. And then there's the regular me side where you're probably like, I want to put all this stuff out, but I got to hold back on everything. And this is the way I want things to go, how my career is going to start here and move forward. I mean, that's got to be a tough call for you as a person versus as a performer in the same people,
Definitely. But it really is just the limitations that are holding it back, because nothing's really like set in stone right now. I could take my entire discography and trash it, and we could come up with something else in a matter of like 5 months. But that's the fun of it. You never know.
That's awesome. So what do you think, like, over the course of the next few, I mean, it doesn't look like we're going to get back to live shows anytime soon right now. So are you going to be working just on more stuff and putting things out there for now and formulating the plan for down the road? Is that going to be the goal right now?
Definitely. Yeah. There's whole other, like, I have more than an album worth of songs that I have finished the instrumentals to. A lot of them I have recorded on, and some of them I haven't recorded on at all. Some of them I haven't written. Some of them I haven't produced. It's like they're all just videos are.
I'm sorry. That was my video. It just got hung up for a second. I'm sorry. I apologize.
There you go.
Yeah, it said my connection was unstable. I got it fixed though. We're good now.
When I saw you stop moving, I was like, is he just concentrated?
No, but we said we're going to do that to our boss during meetings. We're just, all of us are going to go. And just not move.
I think you should just take a picture of yourself doing that and then upload it as your background, then just face your camera to the wall.
Just duck out. Just be like, goodbye.
A lot of students have done that with making their background the reconnecting screen, and then confused the hell out of their teachers.
People are smart, man. People are really smart. Well, before I let you go, man, we did talk video games a little bit. I want to hear what you're playing then. Yeah. I'm a huge gamer. I put down, I was playing Mario for Super Nintendo again on the Switch. Yeah. I'm going through it again. So I want to know what you're into right now.
Well, right now I'm, the game I'm kind of stuck on right now is Don't Starve Together.
Don't Starve Together.
Yeah, but it's like if funny enough, it's kind of like a Tim Burton style drawn like survival game where if you are in the dark without any light source, you die. And there's seasons in it. It's all like hunger based. You have to farm and this and that and this, and there's a bunch of different creatures and realms. And it's a 2D plane. It's kind of like a side scroller. It's pretty cool. And then the other one that I've been playing has been Warzone, Call of Duty Warzone with the boys.
Just getting on there and throwing it down.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I was looking actually the BioShock collection and Borderlands just came out. Yeah,
I love BioShock. I also like Borderlands, but I kind of like I don't know. I'm not really super into co-op story games as much as I used to be, but BioShock definitely changed my child teenagehood. The funny enough, the pram in Cradles was inspired by BioShock. There was a scene where a woman, I think it was a splicer, was rolling around the baby carriage, and you walk up to it and kill her, and there's a revolver in the baby carriage. And I just thought,
now I'm gonna have to go back and look for that then, and everyone needs to. That's cool. That's really cool.
There's a lot in that series that like is such striking imagery. It's amazing.
Okay, so you're saying if I'm gonna get one, BioShock or Borderlands, it's got to be BioShock. Go for that one.
Have you ever played BioShock?
I've not. No, I've never played. I've never played either.
The first one, I'm not sure if they remastered the audio or not, but it was a little glitchy. It was a little old. Like, it's an old game, but BioShock Infinite still runs great. BioShock 2, I thought that they improved the mechanics a lot. BioShock 1, though, you need to play it regardless because the story will tie in the whole series. And the imagery still is really, really cool. Underwater city, then floating city. It's crazy. I love that.
They put them all out for Switch on the collection, both games. So I'm like, I want to get one or the other. Which one do I want to get? Because I love
Borderlands is super fun, but I think it's only fun with friends. Okay. I mean, it's not only fun. I just like enjoy it better with friends. Like, you really need a whole team of like people just grinding and speed running through the whole game with you and doing all the side missions. It's the fun in Borderlands is the dialogue and the imagery. I feel like the gameplay can get monotonous at times because it's point and shoot. That's how most shooters are. It gets monotonous. But with BioShock, you got like spells, but they're not really spells. They're like genetic enhancements that you can shoot fire out of your hand, or you can possess a machine, or you can freeze insects coming in your hand. Ravens. And then they got puzzles and crazy enemies. I don't know. It's a harder game. Another game that I love is part of the Soulsborne series, the Dark Souls series, Bloodborne.
Okay.
It's one of the hardest games I've ever played in my entire life. And I platinumed it on PS4, which means
I know what that means. Bragger. You're like, I just platinumed it. No problem.
Yeah. That game was hard. That's all I'll say. I do recommend BioShock, Bloodborne, Borderlands. Play them all. Just play them all.
I don't have time to play them all. I wish if I had time to play them all, I would have played BioShock and Borderlands years ago. But
now, Corona.
I'm working all. I'm here. Look, I'm here at the Pillow Fort studio. I got the board, and I got Boo over there, the USB Boo and everything. And it's, we're making the best of it, man. We're making the best of it. Listen, Suburban. You're the man, dude. I loved that we got to have one of your first ever shows for Elliot's concert in January. That was so much fun. And when we can get things up and running back again, let's do it again here in DC. I know you're supposed to be at the Anthem in like, I don't know, a couple weeks or something with Youngblood, but we'll get that back on. We'll get down again, and we'll have a good time, okay?
I loved my trip there for that split like 2 days. The food there is actually like really good. I love it.
We have top notch for everything here, man. It's Washington. It's the capital of the country. Of course,
country.
Brother, man, I appreciate this. This is a lot of fun, and like I said, when we get things going again, we're gonna hang out. We'll have you down to DC 101. We're gonna have a good time. All right.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you.